Welcome to USBC's PBA Experience. This is your chance to compete on the same lane conditions faced by us on the PBA Tour. I'm Chris Barnes, along with 30-time titleist Parker Bone III. And this week, your challenge is the Chameleon. This was the second highest scoring pattern last year on tour, and it's the medium length pattern on tour. It's 39 feet. It has a built-in taper both left to right and front to back that allows you to play many parts of the lane. Depending on what your surface is like in your center, you may be able to play anywhere from the first arrow to all the way into the fourth arrow from the very first shot. Parker, now you've had a lot of success on this pattern. How do you like to play them?
Well, typically, Chris, I will start out with this pattern somewhere up around 5, 6, 7. That's usually a good starter point. If the lanes are a little bit tight, obviously I'll move my break point closer, if you want to say, to the 8, 9, 10, even further in than that. But however I go about playing it, it's going to be up the lane, not trying to give the pocket away.
Do you tend to use stronger balls or weaker balls, and what kind of surfaces do you like?
I like to put a little surface on the ball. I want it to get it to start up so that it picks up on the lane and it reads the back end more on a mellow basis. If a ball is a little too jumpy for me on the back end on this particular pattern, usually my score is going to show not in the affirmative.
Well, and you like to play a lot of down lane reaction. You're really good at doing that. Somebody like Patrick Allen, who's won a couple of times on this pattern too, tends to be a little tamer. You trying to get your ball roll to match up to his?
I've been trying to. He's been really bowling well on this pattern, and just watching his ball, I'd like to see my ball roll it like his is.
Yeah, I wouldn't mind it either, actually. Let's look at some tape. This is from Phoenix?
Yeah, this is from Phoenix, the Geico Open there. I was bowling Mika Koivuniemen for the title. That one there, evidently I got a little bit firm with it, and well, in a nice way, I actually got away with it. It went a little longer than I wanted to.
That has never happened on the left ever before.
Oh, just that particular one.
Yeah.
That's all.
Just check.
You know, but that one there, it just seemed like it got a little too far down the lane. So, in a nice way, I don't want to try to repeat that one, but I'll take it and move along.
Yeah, absolutely. And now this next shot looks like it's maybe a little bit firmer, gets even further out, and this pattern's just a little bit too long for that.
No, you don't want to play near the gutter on this pattern, and that one got away from me. It got a little too far out to the left, and fortunately for me, the bowling gods were looking down on me on that particular shot, and it rolled out the 3-pin safe, but don't repeat that one again, because chances are it's not going to be good.
You have to be awful good to win 30 tiles. A little luck doesn't hurt though once in a while.
A little luck never hurts.
And that one right there is just 10 straight back. This is the textbook.
That was the bread and butter shot right there. Right up 7-8, that's the particular shot for that pattern. And for that actual shot, it was perfect off my hand. It was perfect position down the lane. And, well, 10 in a pit, you can't get any better than that.
Generally, how do you expect the scores to be on this pattern?
Generally, they start out, it looks like a medium basis, if you want to say the score, medium score. But they definitely escalate after about 2 or 3 games. It seems like a lot of the guys get comfortable, they settle in with the lanes, and I'll say somewhat, it's bombs away, you know, at that point, at least for most players.
Well, after the break, we're going to talk with someone who got his first title last year on the Chameleon pattern. Mike Machuga will give us his perspective of it. Mike, is this a favorite pattern of yours?
I prefer not to have a favorite pattern, Chris, but my accountant gets excited every time we get to bowl on this one.
We'll be right back.
70 million men, women, and children enjoy America's #1 participation sport, bowling. As its governing body, the United States Bowling Congress strives to keep the ball rolling for veteran athletes and new enthusiasts with certified leagues, coaching programs, and innovative equipment testing. Join the momentum of America's favorite participation sport. Bowl with us.
Welcome back. Joining us in our discussion about Chameleon is PBA titleist Mike Machuga. Mike, you're known as one of the more versatile players on tour. How do you like to play this condition?
In general, on the fresh, I like to start out pretty firm and direct with my hand up the back of it. And once that track breaks down, the oil carries down a little bit, jump in there and hook it.
Where do you like to start? When you say pretty direct, are you starting from 7-8? Are you starting from...
Depending on which surface we're on, we can start anywhere between 3 and 10. Some of the lanes we bowl on, the edges of the gutters are kind of bumpy, so you kind of got to bump into 6 or 7. But in general, between 5 and 10.
And you tend to use more stable drillings, or you like skid flippy? What kind of things do you like?
I like to use pearlized, pretty mellow bowling balls, something that I can dictate the back-end reaction with my hand.
Surface?
Medium, again. I don't use anything too shiny, nothing too dull, just something that allows me to be aggressive and manipulate my reaction.
Kind of matches in with the whole characteristic of the Chameleon being a medium type lane condition.
Absolutely. It allows you to play a lot of different angles, and it changes pretty quickly. You got to keep up with it.
Well, we have some tape here of you bowling in Phoenix on this pattern.
A day I'd like to forget, Chris. Thanks.
Well, this first one, I don't know. You can't throw it much better than that.
Well, that was one of those days, Chris, that fundamentally I just wasn't very sharp. Once in a while you get away with one, a blind squirrel finds a nut. But that's one of those patterns that if you grab it a little early and thumb it a little bit, you're going to pay for it.
Well, you have excellent fundamentals, and this second one is what you're talking about. You grab it just a little bit at the bottom, and it picks up, it seems like, 5 feet sooner.
Yeah, I'm sure that was right through the nose. Like I said, anytime you touch the holes in this pattern, if you get a little bit extra hand in it and get it going left, it's not going to lay there.
Well, it really is the thing on these PBA patterns that you have to make really good shots, and you have to commit to your spot, and execution's at a premium.
That it definitely is. It doesn't matter what side of the lane you play on. You better execute shot after shot to the best of your ability, because if not, you're definitely going to pay the price. No question about it.
And later on in this same tournament, Norm Duke comes on, and it's right after your match with Mika, Mike.
Yeah, Mika and I were kind of camped out in the same spot, and the TV lights helped us break that down pretty good. There was a pretty good slot, pretty good track. Norm moved in there and bumped it off of it, and made the reaction look pretty good.
You're absolutely right. It looks like you guys played like 10, 11, 12, and Norm is in here about 18, and he hooks it in and right off of that spot at 8, 9, 10, and 10 straight back. And I think he ended up bowling pretty well in that tournament.
Yeah, I would have liked to got past Mika, because I'll challenge Norm Duke any day at hook in the middle of the lane.
Now, you know, you're known for a few things, Michael, including the Machuga flop. Is the Chameleon your favorite pattern to use that on?
Well, if you remember from the graphic, you've got that big ramp there that goes from front to back, and you land on that thing, it'll shoot you right past the arrows.
Come on, Superman. You leap foul lines in a single bounce. That was a pretty good shot, that one shot you threw.
Are you referring to the shot to win the title, Parker, or the celebration?
The celebration at the end.
Why, thank you. I was poetic.
I was a fan of both of them. Those were both pretty big shots. For first title, that was really impressive.
Thanks, Chris.
Now, if you and Parker, you haven't bowled each other on this pattern on TV, but if you were to bowl each other today, who do you think would win?
Parker, are you still exempt, or are you on the senior tour?
No, I'm not even that close yet. Just calm down over there. This young puppy's come out here right away. They just want to take over and take charge.
Chris, didn't I hear you say something about a league starting up?
Yeah, it's IHL, I think, are the initials.
I hate lefties, yeah. Parker, why don't you and Patrick Allen, Jason Couch, and Scroggs just go start your own tour?
You guys are just all jealous because you can't play that smooth side of the lane.
Exactly. I'd love to camp out in one spot for about 3 days.
Pretty chippy. One title, he's all over you.
I'll tell you what. You know what? After he wins 20 more, then he can come back and pick on me.
I hope you're still on our tour.
So do I.
Well, with that, we're out of time. For Hall of Famer and 30-time titleist Parker Bone III and PBA titleist Mike Machuga, I'm Chris Barnes. Thank you for joining us, and enjoy your PBA experience.
Sorry, Parker. They said to throw shots.
You're allowed to throw all the things you want at that point.